lot of people are familiar with ballet, and I think a lot of people are also familiar with social dances like hip hop. And to me, contemporary is a really nice fusion of the two. So there's no ballet shoes. Social dance is very rhythmic. A lot of times it's really based within the body, responding to other bodies around them or responding to music. My name is Mia Silvestri. I'm a dance major at Hunter College. I'm getting certified in arts administration, and I'm also a student dancer and choreographer. I have been dancing since I was younger, like really little. My mom just put me into little baby ballet classes, but I didn't take it seriously until I was 12, and I started training at like an arts middle school, which continued into a high school. So right now I'm working with Doug Verone, and he's a really big name in New York City and around the world. He's a contemporary artist based in New York. Recently I also worked with Vicky Schick. She was trained by Trisha Brown, so she's really based in the postmodern movement that was getting a lot of acclaim in the late 70s and early 80s here in the city also. I've also worked with Holly Farmer, who was a protege of Merce Cunningham, and Merce was one of the founding dancers of modern dance, founding choreographers of modern dance. Right now, I think I'm really finding my voice in the postmodern contemporary movement that's happening. One of my professors told me once that like being a choreographer is like being a psychologist, because it's working with other bodies and other people's personalities. Right now I'm 50-50, you know, I still am training. I feel like you can't be a good choreographer if you aren't a good dancer. You still have to train as much as your dancers. You can't ask them to do things that you think would be unrealistic. So right now I'm training really hard because I am interested in dancing on a stage myself. But I'm also, I would say I'm choreographing half the time as well and directing dancers in that way. I like to think that life as a student dancer is harder than life as any other major, but I might be a little biased. You know, it's a lot of work that I think people have the notion that like being a dancer is easy, or you go to college and you're a dancer and like, oh, it must be fun just to dance all day, but it's physically straining, mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting. You know, we're in the studios from like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. most of the time, maybe sometimes later or earlier, and then you still have to do all the same work that a student's doing. You know, you have your gen eds, you have your academic classes, and then it's also not just dancing in your dance technique classes. You're writing about it, you're analyzing it, you're going to see shows outside of Hunter, and it's a lot of extra hours outside of the regular school hours, especially if you're in a show or you're choreographing for a show. So I think life as a student dancer is a lot harder than people realize, but you also get the exposure that you need, you get the training that you need, and you really get to build like a greater understanding of what you want to do once you leave the university realm. So, yeah.